Happy Thursday. I'm back for our read aloud. We only have about 40 pages left of this book, and then we'll get to start a new one. But we get to find out how Ivan does at his first day of the zoo. Awakening. I awake to glass and steel. It's a new cage, not unlike my old cage, except that it's much cleaner. Maya's here, and other humans I recognize. Hey there, Ivan, Maya says. He's coming too. Guys, I have 3 walls of glass. The 4th wall is a curtain of wooden slats strung together. This doesn't look like the zoos on TV. Where are the other animals? Where are the gorillas? Is this where Ruby ended up? In a cage just like her old cage? Still alone? Is she cold? Hungry? Sad? Is there anyone to tell her stories when she can't go to sleep? Missing. I miss my old, cozy cage. I miss my art. But most of all, I miss Bob. My belly's cold without him. Food. The food is fine here. No soda, though, or cotton candy. Not famous. I have no visitors here, no sticky-fingered children or weary parents. Only Maya and her humans come, with their soothing voices and soft hands. I wonder if I have stopped being famous. Something in the air. Endless days pass, and then I notice something, a change. I don't know what it is, but I taste it in the air, like far-off rain clouds gathering. A new TV. Maya brings me a TV. It is bigger than my old one. She turns it on. I think you're going to like this show, she says, smiling. I'm hoping for a romance or maybe a western, but it's a nature show, one without human voices or ads. It's a show about gorillas being gorillas. I watch them eat and groom and play fight. I even watch them sleep. I wonder why Mac never put on this channel. The family. Every day I watch the gorillas on the TV screen. It's a small family and an odd one. Just 3 females and a juvenile male without a silverback to protect them. They groom each other and eat and sleep and then groom each other some more. They are a contented group, placid and good-natured, although, like any family, they bicker from time to time. Excited. This morning, for some reason, there is no gorilla show on TV. Maya and the other humans are excited. They chirp like birds at dawn. Today's the day, they say. I've watched many humans watch me, but never have they looked so happy. Maya goes to the wall of wooden slats. She grins goofily. She pulls a string. What I see. Gorillas. 3 females and a juvenile male. It's the family I've been watching, but they're not on a TV screen. They're on the other side of the glass, watching me watch them. I see me, lots of me. Still there. I cover my eyes. I look again. They are still there. Watching. Every day I watch them through my window, the way my visitors used to watch me. See how they chase, groom? See how they play, sleep? See how they live? They're graceful the way Stella was, moving just enough, only as much as they need. They stare at me, heads tilted, pointing and hooting. And I wonder, are they as fascinated by me as I am by them? She. Her hoots make my ears hurt. I admire her and act canines from afar. Her name is Kenyani. She is faster than I am, spry, and probably smarter, although I am twice her size, and that too is important. She is terrifying and beautiful, like a painting that moves. Door. Today the humans lead me to a door. On the other side, Kia and Nani and the others wait for me. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to be a silverback. I'm Ivan, just Ivan, only Ivan. I decide it's not a good day to socialize. I'll try again tomorrow. Wondering. All night I lie awake, wondering about Ruby. Has she already walked through a door like the one I'm facing? Was she as scared as I am? Scared the way she must have been the day she fell in the hole? I think of Ruby's endless curiosity and the questions she loved to ask. Have you ever danced with a tiger, Ivan? Will your fur turn blue? Why doesn't that little boy have a tail? If Ruby were here with me, she'd be asking, "What's on the other side of the door, Ivan?" Ruby would want to know, and she would have been through that door by now. Ready. Want to try again, Ivan? Maya asks. I think of Ruby and tell myself it's time. The door opens. Outside at last. Sky, grass, tree, ant, stick, bird, dirt, cloud, wind, flower, rock, rain. Mine, mine, mine. Oops. I sniff, approach, strut a bit, but the others don't welcome me. They have sharp teeth and loud voices. Did I do something wrong? Kiani chases me. She throws a stick at me. She corners me. I know that she's testing to see if I am a true silverback, one who can protect her family. I cower and hide my eyes. Maya lets me back in my cage. What it was like. I lie awake and try to remember what it was like being a gorilla. How did we move? How did we touch? How did we know who was boss? I try to think past the babies and the motorbikes and the popcorn and the short pants. I try to imagine Ivan as he might have been. Pretending. The juvenile male approaches. He's eyeing my food hungrily. I imagine a different Ivan, my father's son. I grumble and swat and swagger. I beat my chest so the whole world hears. Kianani watches, and so do the others. I move toward the young upstart, and he retreats, almost as if he believes I'm the silverback I'm pretending to be. All right, I'll be back tomorrow to finish the book. Have a great day.